peace, love, prosperity to the family out there. It's Corbin reporting live. This is Spiritual Warfare 3. I had to do a little change of scenery. The chair, I'm more of a grounding person, so the floor is perfect for me. Indian style is perfect. Meditation stance. This is Spiritual Warfare 3. Just believe. Now, you'd be surprised how many people, when I say just believe, the secret in life is just believing in yourself, just believing in your own shit. The power of the mind. I say this to a lot of people, and it sounds like pseudo. It sounds like gibberish. But what if people actually took the time and realized that the power of believing in yourself is not just beneficial for you, but it's been something all the greats, all the power pushers, even Christ himself have been doing and been using for eons on end. So on Spiritual Warfare tonight, chapter 3, this evening, I might well say, we're going to be diving in and discovering your powers and believing in yourself and how far back this goes. So thank you as always for tuning in to the Darius Corbin channel. Let's go in. Now, how many of y'all out there remember this book? It was a book by, I got notes. It was a book by Rhonda. Let me get Rhonda's name right. Rhonda Byrne. I think it was spelled B-Y-R-N-E. There was this popular book. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you may not. But the book was called The Secrets. This book had everybody talking. It sold over 30 million worldwide. It's in 50 different languages. Printed in 50 different languages. Now this book talked about, from Rhonda, talked about the powers of believing in yourself, the powers of positive energy, the power of focusing on you. How many of y'all heard that book? Rhonda Byrne came out in 2006. It was a bestseller. She practiced the law of attraction. So anybody who knew that story, she was even on Oprah. So anybody who knew Rhonda or knew that book, that is even in Barnes & Noble today, The Secrets, it focused on the law of attraction. And this is what this book claims. That thoughts can change a person's life directly is what this book thought. That thoughts can change a person's life directly. So, based on the stuff that Rhonda discovered, and you read on her life, she was going through a lot, and she just started traveling. And she found certain things that worked for her life, and she ended up putting it in her book. So for those who are familiar with The Secrets, you understand that it focuses on the laws of attraction. For those who are not that enlightened, I'm going to break down what the laws of attraction are, so don't even trip. The laws of attraction, but we're going to break it down according to her in her book, because I want you to, if you have seen this or heard this book, because they made it a documentary too. She was even on Oprah. According to her research, that all great men knew about this law of attraction. Abraham Lincoln, even Beethoven, the great composer. So I want to break down the laws of attraction for those who may not heard of the laws of attraction. The laws of attraction are what a lot of people, a lot of the power movers, a lot of the billionaires, the multimillionaires, a lot of the people who know or do the backdrop study work of religion and esoteric knowledge. This is what they know. I am going to be sharing this with you tonight, because these are also laws that helped me along my way. For those who remember me being in Egypt when I did my video and telling you the power of using the words I am. I am. Okay, so let's continue on. The laws of attraction. Let's go into what the laws of attractions are. The belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences. Let me read that again. The belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. The belief is based on the ideas that people and their thoughts are made from pure energy, and that a process of like energy attracting like energy assists through which a person can improve their health and personal relationships. Was that clear enough for you guys? Should I read it again? Why not? The belief, this is what the law of attraction is, pretty much the basis or foundation of what the law of attraction means. So let's read that again. The belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. The belief is based on the ideas that people and their thoughts are made from pure energy, and that a process of like energy attracting like energy assists through which a person can improve their health and personal relationship. See, now for my people who have been entrapped in religion, who only been seeing throughout one window, who only been reading out one book, this is where your life starts to get a little bit magical, a little bit truthful, and for some, a little bit scary. Because in order for you, a lot of you out there, to get that connection that you claim you already have but don't, with God, the source, you gotta know this. Because once you know these 7 laws that Corbin's about to drop to you in a minute, these 7 universal laws, then you're going to start understanding and you're going to start feeling a union with God. Listen what I'm telling you. I promise you, after I drop these 7 hermetic laws, and we're going to break down what hermetic laws are, but these 7 universal laws, I promise you, after I say all 7, by the time I say all 7, you're going to feel that closer to God, that closer to Christ. I promise you. And how much time we got? 7 minutes. I promise you that. But let's continue going on. And I want to read that again. I just want to read that part again because it kind of came with an energy of its own. Laws of attractions. Now get ready. Don't watch my videos with your ego. Watch it with the soul. Put your morals aside when you're watching my videos. I'm talking to your soul. I'm connecting to the subconscious. Let's continue on. The belief, laws of attraction, the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. The belief is based on the idea that people and their thoughts are made from pure energy, and that a process of like energy attracting like energy assists through which a person can improve their health and personal relationship. Let's continue on. And I told you about the 7 laws. Now, much respect to Rhonda for writing a book and getting a lot of people deeper into knowing the laws of attraction, but what she gave you was only a watered down version. What that book was a watered down version of what the truth is. And this is the Darius Corbin Presents channel. And you know I do esoteric. So you know it's time to get to the real gritty. Now, a lot of you have heard of Tahuti. And we'll go in further on Tahuti later. So when Rhonda was talking about the laws of attractions, she was taking work from the great ascending master, the archetype of a lot of this, medicine, astrology, farming, all of it. She took work from Tahuti, an African master of so much. Before Christ, before the Christ that you know. So when you're dealing with the laws of attractions, you are dealing with the work of Tahuti. Now watch this. Tahuti was an ascending master. I want you guys to do your work and type in the word ascending, rising, master. Because also what they didn't teach you in church, family, and listen closely, is that in each, I don't know, I don't want to say generation, millennium, but every once in a while, there's a person that comes into this planet with the meshes, the gift, the energy, the union, the love of the source, which is God. And they are sent here to deliver the meshes, to reawaken the people who are asleep, that they are too are Christ-like, are God-like, and it is time for them to reunite with the source. That's who Tahuti was. Tahuti was a ascending master, but guess what? There were many other ones. Melchizedek was an ascending master. In Tibet, the great Maha Avatar Babaji in Tibetan was an ascending master, bro. You know who else was an ascending master? You know who else was an ascending master? Jesus the Christ. Jesus the Christ, the chosen one. Or as we know, Yeshua or Yeshua. So let's get to the Hermetic principles. And for my ones watching right now, I thank you for watching my channel. Because when I go in, you know that the pride in the soul is there. You know that nothing that I'm saying you can't research on your own. So that's why it's get personal for me, because I have been researching this shit. And the more you dive into this shit, the more you will be disturbed. But out of the disturbance will come enlightenment. Now for a lot of us, we only know the Bible. For those who are more privileged, the Quran. For those who are even more privileged, the Apocryphes. For those who are even more privileged, shout out to my 5%ers. But how many out there, by a show of hands, and don't worry, I can see them. How many out there have heard of the Torah? How many of y'all out there have heard of the Torah, which is spelled T-O-R-H? Don't worry, I got some paper to waste. T-O-R-A-H. Torah. Don't even mind the handwriting. And it's crazy how you see Ra at the end. Okay, Torah. How many? Okay, T-O-R-A-H. By a show of hands, also. How many of you, by a show of hands, how many of you have heard of the Zohar? By a show of hands, how many of you have heard of the Zohar? Z-O-H-A-R. A little close up. Once again, don't pay no mind to the handwriting. Trying to prove a point here. I didn't see too many hands up. Even for the ones who think I didn't see you. Faking the phone. Remember how I said in previous videos, you cannot look at one window and dictate who you are just from one window. You cannot look at one book and dictate your life, because there are many books that have, this life is a puzzle. And different regions of this world has the puzzles to your life. You can get it from the Old Testament. You can get it from the New Testament. But guess what? You'll get it even more from the Zohar. You'll get it even more from the Torah. You'll give it even more for the Toledat Yeshua. And for those who forgot, because I think I can remember that off of freestyle. The Toledat Yeshua, for you people out there. You people, what do you mean, you people? You so-called Christians. Can you see that? The Toledat Yeshua. T-O-L-E-D-A-T. How do I spell it? I gotta look at that shit my damn self. TOLEDOTYESHU. The Torah Yeshua, which we know is the real name of Jesus. This book was banned from the Catholic Church. Why? Because it tells a story about how John Pantria, who is, of course, the name, we know him, excuse me, was it John? Mary and Joseph, excuse me. Mary and Joseph, how Joseph Pantria, which was Jesus' father's real name, he was a Roman soldier, how Joseph Pantria, on the Sabbath night, went in on Mary, and Mary already had a man at that time named Joshua. Look at my, what Jesus was the op, and I went further on that. But how on the Sabbath, Joseph went, snuck in on there, he was drunk, and had his way with Mary, and that's how Jesus was conceived. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to debate you. That's not what I do. But I do tell you to research on Torah Yeshua. That's why it was banned from by the Vatican, because the Vatican, like, oh shit, people read this. Back then, it was all about control. A lot of our ancestors were in slavery, in bondage. They didn't have the knowledge to be privileged to this. Guess what? We are in the age of Aquarius now. The age of Pisces was Jesus. That age is gone now. This is the age of awareness. That's why I'm breaking this shit down for you guys. Okay? So look up the Torah. Look up the Zohar. Look up the Torah Yeshua. These are books that I gave you, since everybody always want to say, well, what book did you get it from? These books. So let's continue on. The Hermetic, which is spelled, now let's go back to Tahuti, because Tahuti was spelled, now, you guys got your pen and pad? Because I'm freestyling this, but a lot of you guys already heard Tahuti. Tehutti. I do believe it. Tehutti. Google's your best friend. But here's the thing about it. Since Tahuti was ascending master, meaning that he was here thousands and thousands of times before in different bodies, astral traveling and astral planing. This is what a lot of your people in church and all my church people, this is something we don't talk about and we haven't talked about. Astral planing. 3 different realms here, people. You have the mental, you have the physical, and the spiritual, all connected. So look at, matter of fact, since I'm on that level, let's continue to go on to the Hermetic text. The Hermetics is something that you need to know. These are what the all-powerful people that you call the what? Illuminati, or who? The Freemasons. This is their shit. This is their shit, but guess what? Their shit is our shit. Their shit was stolen from us. We were given the Bible to serve and protect our slave masters, just like we would serve and protect our God. And all the meanwhile, they are taking our ancient African shit and ruling the motherfucking world. You think it's a joke? Let's go straight to these 7 laws, and we'll talk later about the Hermetic. Because I'm going to spell that out for you guys. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Let me get my notes right. Thank you for beautiful breeze, by the way. It was like 104. I seen in my car on the way coming back to the Berry. The Hermetic principles. I want you guys to look up the Hermetic principles. Hermetic, H-E-R-M-E-T-I-C. Because now, guys, you got to understand. This is called Just Believe Spiritual Warfare 3, because within you believing in yourself becomes a whole nother energy. Now you're connected to the universe. Now you start to be connected more to the universe, the cosmos. We are a projection of the stars. Why do you think they call it star seeds? You can look this up as well. The same components that are in our body that make us are the same ones that make up the stars. Go check it out. The same stuff in our bodies that make up us are the same stuff in the stars that make up the stars. We are star people. It is time for you to accept that. Accept the change that you are feeling inside you. No weird shit. There's enough weird shit going on. Accept the spiritual calling. I'm not here to separate nobody from God. What I am here to do as a Christ enlightened one is to bring you closer into a closer understanding who God is and how close you really are to being God. So let's go into on the Hermetic principles. There's a popular belief that originated in Egypt now. Of course. They knew about Tahuti. Tahuti was an African master. The reason that a lot of so-called black people, I like to call melanin, go through hell, you want to be honest, the reason why you see all this stuff is because a certain race, there's a certain group of people out there who know the true identity of the melanated people. I know quotes on the melanated, we are melanated, on the melanated people. What if you knew the true secrets of a race, that this race was great? Not only was this great race, but they came from the stars. Their lineage is rich. Their land once was rich, filled with not just gold and all type of shit like that, but technology that we can't even fathom right now. Wait till you hear chapter 4, spiritual warfare. We're going to start going into the places that you guys never even heard of that we come from. So let's go into the Hermetic principles, and you guys are about to find out. And there's a book that you need. I had the book in the room. I should have brought it out, but you can get this book called The Kabbalion. The Kabbalion. And it teaches you the 7 universal laws. What are the 7 universal laws, Corbin? These are 7 universal laws that cannot be broken. These are the universal laws. These laws govern everything, not just this realm, but every realm of existence. This is a universal law. So let's go into the 7 universal laws. And remember what I said a while ago. Let me take a water drink. After I give you these 7 laws, I promise you, and what we got about 10 minutes left. 11. You're going to have a closer connection to God and to your soul. So you ready? I'm going to give you 7. They're only 7, so I'm going to give you 7. These are the 7 universal laws from the Hermetic. Okay? Number 1. You ready? Pen and pad. Well, number 1 is actually something few people might have. Mentalism. Maybe you're mental and you don't need a pad. But mentalism, let me break down what that means. The all is mind and the universe is mental. Now, when I talk to my people who always, like whether it's family or whether it's people who stop me in the store or DM, I always use this one. It's so simple once you think about it. Number 1 is mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. Now let's break this down. Excuse me. The all is mind, the universe is mental. Now what do you hear when you hear that? The all, meaning at the all, the source, is mind. The universe is mental. This is the power of all. With this, you can do whatever you want. This is God in this physical realm. Use it wisely. Mentalism, that's 1. The first law, mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. The second one is correspondence. As above, so below. As above, so below. Now, a lot of y'all have heard that. A lot of y'all use that. But the breakdown of really what that means is, because I know a lot of people, they use it and, they have their own little personal meaning of what it means. But once you break that down, as above, so below. Whatever goes on in the spiritual goes on in the physical. Vice versa. Whatever goes on in the physical goes on in the spiritual. Not only that, the spiritual plane is the macro organisms, right? Down here, we are the microorganism. Macro, M-A-C-R-O, we're the micro. As above, so below. The greater, the lesser. Okay. Number 3, vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. I want to introduce you to a great friend of mine. He's been chilling out here for a while listening. White Owl. Say what up to the family. OVO. Shout out Drake. Everything vibrates, everything moves. Even that, as still as it is, it has its own vibration. Everything moves. Let's go into number 4. Polarity. This is something else I tell people and talk to people about. How people say evil is evil, evil. The war on good and evil, but guess what? Can't have one without the other. It's polarities. Listen to what they say on polarities. 4, the law of attraction, number 4, polarity. Everything is dual. That's D-U-A-L. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has this pair of opposites. Sometimes I can't read my own handwriting. Like and unlike are the same opposites. So on that one is polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like, unlike, and like. Same or opposites. Here we go. Let's go to same and opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. So let's read that again. Polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same opposites. Opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. I ain't got too much time, so we're going to speed on to 5. Rhythm. Everything flows. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tide. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swings, manifests in everything. Number 6, one of my favorite. We call this karma, but the universal law number 6, cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Change is but a name for law not recognized. Let me say that again. Change is but a name for law not recognized. And 7, holy shit. Drum roll, please. What is 7? So important. Number 7. Wow. Gender, motherfuckers. Gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and its feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. Gender manifests on all planes. So what they're saying is no matter what dimension, universe, portal, vortex you're going on, masculine and feminine are going to be the rulers of that land. You cannot separate that. I heard somewhere there was over 180 genders. Where the fuck at? So these are the 7 hermetic, aka universal laws. Now understand that since Tahuti was an ascending master, he will come back in different times, in different time periods. So he was also known as Thoth. So Tahuti was also known as Thoth. Thoth. I'm sure a lot of us heard that. But in Greek, see, I want a lot of my Bible scholars to understand one thing too. We had our ancient knowledge. The Arabs and then the Greeks, especially the Greeks, came and adopted a lot of our culture and put our gods and goddesses in their shit. So they took our shit after they conquered and brought all of it to it. Our gods and all that, changed the names, lightened the color, and that's what it was. So now Tahuti, who was this African master, has now ascended all the way to Thoth, and now in Greece, Hermes. Hence you get the Hermetic text. So in each, whether it was 100,000 years later, he would come back and ascend and reincarnate with the same laws, the same meshes. Now understand, these are the same. Tahuti is the teacher of your Jesus. Tahuti is the teacher of your Jesus. I ain't got too much time left, so we're going to go in further on Tahuti. I want y'all to get ready for chapter 4, the orgies. We're really going to go home. We're really going to show you guys really who our spiritual beings are, where we come from. It's time for you guys to notice the churches are closed temporarily, maybe, who knows, forever. But you're going to get this knowledge. Christ is here. I never left. Christ is here. You never left. It is time for you to understand we are in the age of Aquarius, the age of gnosis and knowledge. It's time for us to rise to who we truly are. It's time for you to believe in yourself, and once you will believe, you will have a closer connection to God. You cannot have no bond with God without knowing who you are. You cannot have no bond with Christ or God without having love for yourself. Through love for yourself, self-love, you can... What's the one I want to use here? You can just emulate. You can just enlighten the love for everybody. And that light that you have, that light that you shed, once you understand the love and who you are truly, you will truly then understand who God is. Because God is love. Christ is love. Love for yourself is having love for God. Love for yourself is a gift, because now you can show people how to love their self. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or trying to say? God is love. Christ is that love. The union of the masculine and feminine bring way to the son. Also to the daughter. That is the union of God. We're going to dwell a little bit more on that. To the union of the father and the mother God. You guys only focus on the father. You forgot about the mother. Well, this too shall pass. So thank you for continuing to watch the Corbin, Darius Corbin Presents channel. Stay tuned in. Stay enlightened. Stay blessed. Peace.